Hello,
我是赵闯。
everyone. I'm ZHAO Chuang. Let's draw a Lufengosaurus. Lufengosaurus is one of the earliest dinosaurs discovered in China. They lived in the early Jurassic. When scientists discovered Lufengosaurus, they first thought it was from the Triassic, but later studies demonstrated that it lived in the Jurassic. It is a very primitive sauropod. Unlike the later sauropods with colossal bodies, walking on 4 limbs, it was bipedal and had huge claws on its hands like theropods. However, some parts of its body have evolved to closely feature sauropods. For example, its head was tiny, and despite not being as long as the later sauropods, its neck was already lengthened. Its body was on the way to gigantism, and its pelvis began to widen. Although it still looked like a bipedal dinosaur overall, it presented the prototype of the later quadrupedal sauropods with a massive neck. Now, let's get started. Begin with the head part. Draw a triangular head top. In a top-down view, the head of Lufengosaurus appears relatively narrow at the front of the mouth. Then, draw its mouth and some tiny teeth. Here is the nostril. Draw the eye and pupil at this position. Around this eye, we can draw a few wrinkles. Then, draw its lower jaw slightly curved downward. One ear hole is located here. Next, we move to draw the long neck of Lufengosaurus. Its neck was not as long as the later sauropods, but was still quite long. Here are its forelimbs, which can be drawn as curved, a bit like those of carnivorous dinosaurs. It walked on 2 hind limbs, and had huge claws at the end of its forelimbs. It had a total of 5 fingers, with the first 3 having claws. The front 2 claws were very large, and the third was relatively small. The other 2 fingers had no claws. Add a little muscle texture on the side of the neck. Then, slightly show the shape of the shoulder blade. Depict some wrinkles at the base of the arms, where it moves frequently. Then, draw its rotund belly, followed by one leg, the thigh and knee, and the bottom of its belly. Then, come down to its calf and foot. It had 5 toes on its feet, and the outermost toes had degenerated and were no longer visible. So you can only see 4 toes, with 3 for walking. Draw a giant claw on the inside. Then, we move to draw its long tail. Add some structure on the side of the tail. Slightly show the ground. On its back, we can add tiny dots to represent relatively large scales. Add some wrinkles in these places. Then, refine the picture with a few more details. Next, let's color the Lufengosaurus. First, use yellow to draw a boundary between the upper and lower parts of the body. Fill the upper skin with yellow. Draw a circle like this around the eye, and be sure to leave the eye uncolored when you fill in the yellow later. Fill in the color from the head, then its neck, back, thigh, and tail. Then this arm, and the arm on the other side. Leave the inside of the arm blank for now. Next, its legs and feet. Use green to color the tail end. Then, we use brown to draw some patterns on its body. For example, this part atop the head can be brown. Draw a series of these stripes along the neck. Outline their shapes first. Try to make their edges look more complex, a bit like those on a cow, with irregular edges so that the patterns will look more natural. After drawing the outlines, fill in the color one patch after another. Proceed to finish those on the neck. Then, let's use brown to color its claws. Try to use fewer colors in a painting, and apply the same color for different parts to make the picture more integrated. Use brown to color the ground as well. Then, use gray to fill the underside of the neck. And the ventral side of the belly, etc. These parts in the shadow can make this white belly look more three-dimensional. Finally, add a little gray to the white part under the tail and the inside of the arm. In this way, we've finished drawing the Lufengosaurus.